Hey, what's update? Covering. I found the camera. Is this better? Looking you dead in the fucking eyes. What's update? So I just got back from Cuba, and that's something I'll talk more about on the Luna Bin with Leroy. I'll be recording that on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm still smoking cigarettes even after Shore shamed me. I'll give it up soon. Once in a while, honest to God, I'm smoking butts like, well, I smoked a lot in Cuba because you can smoke everywhere. So I took advantage of that. And this is the first one I had, so who gives a fuck? Seriously. But sure, if you're watching, sorry, man. I kind of promised him I'd quit, but I'm working on it. So Cuba is something I'll talk about. I'll talk about more when Leroy and I do a Luna Bin. But I dipped that in my fucking beer, did I? It wouldn't be the first time. I don't know if I told this story before, but I was in a situation once, well, where I didn't have much money. I mean, my whole life I didn't have much money. My fault. Like, I took on jobs that didn't, the social work doesn't pay much, $30,000 a year, and living in an apartment that's the rent's $1,000 a month, and bills and all that. I was in a situation where I had one more cigarette and one more beer, and I was done work, and I sat down, I lit the cigarette, opened the beer, and the cigarette fell out of my mouth and landed directly in, it was a bottle of beer, landed right in the beer. And I think I've told that story and said I drank the beer, but I didn't. I just dumped the whole thing. It was over. Went to bed. So I'll talk more about Cuba, which was fucking something else, on the Luna Bin. But I have some news. So Mike Boudet called me. Marissa from the Vanish podcast, I'm sorry if I got that name wrong, she got a hold of me saying she liked my podcast and that she was going to share it with Boudet. And then all of a sudden I was getting a fucking text message from Mike Boudet. And then a phone call, and now we're like friends. I like the guy. Turns out we have a lot in common. I really like the guy. I have a lot of friends who, who are pretty straight up, and who have, who say questionable things from time to time. And my take on Mike was that, or my problem with Mike was that I didn't feel like he was fessing up to some of the stuff he was kind of being accused of on social media, but through our conversation and all that, honest to God, he's really interesting and obviously smart, and he wants me to come and work with him on a project, which I'm going to do. And I'm super excited about it. So Dark Topic is going to be going on the same as it always was, except for I'm going to involve Leroy a bit more, maybe a lot more. And my plan is, so for example, I have the truck stop. I have the truck stop killer. That's weird looking at you like that. I'm just going to pretend I never found it. Excuse me, the truck stop killer, and excuse me for fucking, I've had about 8 drinks. The Jets just lost to the fucking Vegas Knights. More proof that God doesn't exist. He may exist, but I don't think he's pressing the buttons is all. So we're going to, I'm gonna do like my intros. And my intros are going to get cut down now, too. I don't really need to fucking talk about my personal experience anymore, I don't think. I think I'm just going to kind of set up the episode, and in an entertaining way, in a well thought out way. And then music, and then have Leroy come in with me. And then interlude back out when a music break comes to maybe more prepared talking where I record on my own, something dark and scary and all that, and then back to Leroy and I with doing what we do. And that will take pressure off of me when it comes to creating these and give me more time to do what I'm doing with fucking Mike Bidet. So that's my what's update for now. And I'll talk more about everything on the Luna Bin. I can't talk about what I'm working on with Mike, but it's big for me. And despite what you might think about him and what I thought about him and what Leroy thought about him, you really don't know somebody until you meet them, right? And from what I've gleaned from my conversations with him so far is that he is just a guy who thinks deeply about everything and who is very straight to the point about his views on how he feels about these crimes that he covers. And from time to time he gets in hot water on social media, lashing out at people. I don't think he takes criticism very well, obviously. Either do I. And we're gonna see where this goes. All the way to the fucking top. Hopefully. So thank you for your patronage and all your support up to this point. And look forward to a Luna Bin. Look forward to a padded room at the end of the month. And I have another episode coming out on the 7th. But I'll talk about all this more on the Luna Bin. Just want to do a quick what's update from the fucking treehouse with the bees and my above ground pool that has a fucking hole in it that we patched today and need to let it sit for 24 hours before we fill it up with water. Eyes cocked, doors locked, stay paranoid. Talk at you soon.